do
Okay,
this.
and you rotate by the arm.
Right.
Okay. In fact, Patty's a pro. She'll handle the pass.
I'll
I think I
pass
just
it
want
to
to
you.
talk about
Okay.
the house.
All right, we're going to start shortly. We start with the week that was. You
You're
just did your
gonna be fine,
18-year
Bibble.
anniversary. So that's
Yep.
something that we can highlight on the show. Guys,
Yeah,
what's
and I said
barking
there's,
local?
Judas and
and Ted's
pictures.
He's got him. He's got him on air.
I'm like, I heard her say it.
What's barking local about the start on the show?
do that.
It's going to be a good program right
It's going to
here.
be lively.
I can tell.
When is it
I
not
remember how
lively?
you worded it. I
Always
was like,
It's always loud.
We love lively.
tell little lies. Isn't that's kind of how you? Yeah, it
You're,
was cute.
give us the instructions there, Judah, when you're ready.
It's like, go like this.
Guys, welcome to What's Barking Local. Thank you kindly for joining us on a rainy Wednesday across Charlottesville and Central Virginia. A lot we're going to cover. We have the HOWS Project in the house. Stacey
Yay.
and team bring the energy to What's Barking Local. This is the epicenter for everything positive in our animal community across Charlottesville and Central Virginia, powered by Animal Connection for more than 18 years now.
Yeah,
the
happy
go-to
birthday.
provider
Happy birthday.
for everything positive in the animal community. Why don't we, Judah Wickower, go to the studio cam and then the two-shot over here and welcome Patty Boden to the show. Patty, how are you?
Hey, recovering.
18-year anniversary behind you.
It was huge.
Yeah?
Yeah, to kind of phrase, it was huge. It was a good time.
And now you got one of your colleagues from the store with you.
Yeah, Mark's hanging out with us today. Woohoo!
What's up, Mark? Thank you for joining us. Recap the 18-year anniversary for us.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think we're going to run some pictures. We pulled out every stop we could probably pull out. There were raffle baskets, like 22 raffle baskets with big stuff given away.
Wow.
We had 18% off just about everything in the store and a lot of buy three, get one frees. And we had at least 165 people participate in the raffles, which is a really good turnout. Gosh, we had a prize wheel, we had selfie stations. I mean, what didn't we do? It was just a big, big day.
18-year anniversary behind us. What's the first thing you did to relax?
I had a bourbon,
There you go.
a big bourbon and apple cider. Ooh, yeah,
You deserved it.
and a beer.
So you were feeling good?
Oh yeah, no, we were tired. I think. I mean, after 2 days of it, because Mark and I ran the front, and then the girls were really, really busy grooming in the back, and we were tired.
We had a fully booked groom day on
We
Saturday.
did.
Oh, let's get Mark's perspective into the
yeah.
18-year anniversary. I know Patty well, okay? Talk to us about the 18-year anniversary with Patty Boden.
It was fun.
Okay.
Lots to do, lots to set up, but we always make it a good time.
Oh yeah.
You ready for another 18 years with this business?
Oh boy, is that a loaded question, Mr. Miller? I'll ask you. I'll answer your question in 18 hours.
Okay.
How's that sound?
All right. Are you ready for another 18 years at Animal Connection?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh good. I'll give it to you.
What's on the horizon for the business? You got Thanksgiving and the holidays.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know the holidays are coming for sure, and we are doing great pictures. We are doing holiday pictures that are, not just something you want to pull out at Christmas, something you want to keep around all day long. These are done by Miette Mishi at Pedography CVille. And we're going to be having a VIP sales preview that day of all our Christmas stuff. And guess who else is going to be in the house?
Who?
The house people.
Woo!
Yay! So
I
they're going
love
to be
it.
there. So
Now
we're going
I
to be
see
doing
the
fundraising
tie.
for house. Exactly. So,
John Floyd giving you some love, and McDougal giving you guys some props right here. Give it a like, give it a share. Your mom's watching?
Oh, it's awesome.
Dukes is watching right now.
love it.
Love it.
So HOWS Project on the horizon here.
Yeah, we're going to be doing fundraising for HOWS and let people come see a nice display they have set up of what they do and how they do it, and donations, baby. It's thanks for giving. So hopefully it's going to be a good day for that. This is going to be the Saturday before Thanksgiving, so you have time to get your holiday cards done with all your cool pictures.
I love it. I love
Yay.
it. Janet Knight, welcome to the show. Cameron Wells Marsh, Suzanne Jenkins, Jen Finazzo, Kevin Higgins, just to name a few. Give it a like and a share on any of the streams that you're watching. Do we want to welcome the ladies to the show now?
Let's do it. Let's just get right into it because they got a lot to talk about. So today we have the HOWS team. I mean, Mark works at Animal Connection. He's also a very active HOWS volunteer. We
Yes, he
have
is.
Yeah, that's right. We have Jaleen Tocco, a volunteer, and then we have the brains behind the operation, the amazing Stacey Norris. And for anybody that doesn't know, it's HOWS is Houses of Wood and Straw. And they are very active in helping animals in Central Virginia. If they're tied up without shelter, these are the guys that go and rescue these pets from really bad conditions. So,
Janine Kastner giving you guys some props right now.
Janine. Yep.
Absolutely.
She's one of our core folks as well.
I love it. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Is this second or third rodeo?
Second.
This is
this
second.
is second rodeo.
Second rodeo.
Second.
We're
Fantastic.
breaking in.
Spotlight, show's yours. Anywhere you want to go, spotlight house for us.
Take it away.
Boy, take it away. HOWS. So something super exciting that just happened. So this is breaking news.
Ooh.
Breaking news, our new truck, it's not a new truck, it's a 2009 truck, but we just bought a very, very big, fat,
It's humongous.
ginormous
I saw it on Facebook.
truck. It's humongous. We just got this truck, and thanks to our supporters over the summer, we raised all the money that we needed to buy this truck, and so we bought it about a month ago, and we've been working to get everything taken care of with it, including a wrap, which just got finished from Performance Signs up in Ruckersville.
Nice.
All right.
So we
Looks
took it out. It
fantastic.
looks fantastic. We took it out last weekend and got to drive it alongside our big fat van, but it's going to go out this week with the wrap. So Jaleen and her crew this weekend will be driving it around, and everyone will notice it because it's so darn big and cool.
It's super cool.
It's
Oh,
super
yeah.
cool.
Wait, how about the first-hand perspective of driving a monster truck like this? Did you have any trouble doing this?
She hasn't driven it
I
yet.
haven't
Oh, you
driven
haven't
it
driven
yet.
it yet.
No,
Okay,
no.
are you
This
any
Saturday.
nervous?
No,
No? Okay.
not at all.
You know, the first
the
question at our
van-
house would be, how many canoes and kayaks would it hold?
Well, and funny,
least.
Patty,
Yeah,
that
six, oh.
it was so important because not only did we need something that, because the van holds a lot. It's an extended van, it's a cargo van, it's extended, it's ginormous in and of itself.
Oh, wow.
But we kept renting an additional large vehicle. So we decided this year was the year we were going to ask our supporters to help us get a truck. So now we have one. And this truck, what is really cool about it is that it fits 6 people comfortably. So
Nice.
now we don't have to really have any of our volunteers drive their own vehicles.
And you
We've
raised this
got-
all with donations,
we
right?
raised this
Yes.
all with donations.
Nice.
Yes, yes.
It's really nice to be able to take the volunteers in the truck.
It's really awesome.
All together.
So everybody then is
Yeah.
compact in 2 vehicles, but not all squished in 2 vehicles. We've got 2 people in the van and now up to 6 in the truck, and still tons of capacity to fit all of the big stuff that we carry around.
And it has a rack on top.
And it has a rack.
Oh.
on
We
top.
can
That's
fit all
key.
our fencing panels right over at the top.
it's
of
The
the
so-
rack
yeah.
is key.
How about the branded truck
So-
going to the houses where they may not know you're coming? And does the branded truck help say, hey, we're here, we're approachable, we're not, we're here to help? Does that help at all?
There is no sneaking up on anyone in our
Right.
vehicles.
Yeah.
There is no
Yeah.
sneaking up on anyone.
Because we talked about that the last time, right?
And they don't have to wonder
No.
who's pulling in their driveway.
No, they definitely, whether they know what House Project is or not, it's very evident that that is who we are. Now, they learn more quickly about what we're there for and why we want to help them.
Well, that's a good way to start on this show, because there may be people that don't know exactly what you do, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah.
And I'm particularly curious about, if you know a dog or something that you think needs help, how do you approach somebody and say, you know what? We don't like your shelter. We don't like your shelter choices. We want to fix it. I mean, I would love to know, how you go about doing that.
Yeah.
And everybody can
We're here
chime
to
in.
help.
Do you want to address this?
I better not this time.
You want to have a go?
Well, I mean, a lot of it is people will see a dog tethered out somewhere and then either contact us through the phone or Facebook, and we will go typically unannounced, and 90% of the time people are receptive of our help, and
Yeah.
I like to think that the dogs are in better condition than they were, even though it may not necessarily be the best condition, but
We definitely help improve things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
We
hard to
keep
get
it gentle, we keep it light.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's free.
Everything's
If
free,
we keep it upbeat and we're here to help.
Yeah. which is
Come,
what we
let
are.
us show you what our doghouse looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
And So.
We're a resource. Our goal is to become a resource for people who need it for their animals, whether they know that we exist or not. We're an anomaly. There aren't many people who are roaming around offering free stuff for nothing in return. And some people kind of are a little weirded out when they first meet us because they want to know what the catch is, right? And to really truly understand that there is no catch, try to convince someone of that. We approach people very gently, non-judgmentally. It's important that they understand that we're literally there just to help. And again, that's kind of a weird concept, right? That we're there to give them not just little things, but big things. We give them big things that have value, and we do it with a gentle hand and a kind hand, and we give them our phone number and tell them to contact us if they need more, and we'll be back. And I think for some of them, the contact that they've had with people outside of their sphere who have come to talk with them about their dogs, it's either been animal control or their neighbors, someone pointing fingers and yelling, and we don't do any of that. So we're this strange, kind group of people who keep showing up. We've been around for 11 years now, so fortunately, over time, people have learned, we've got a great reputation in town. People have learned that we truly are what we say we are, and we're not there to cause problems. We're just there to help. And some folks, even though they may not recognize who we are right away, they will at some point say, "Oh, I think you helped my uncle," or "Are you working with the Walton School? Because I think my son built these dog houses." And so then they start making the connections, and it's like, yeah, that's us.
Well, and you're super cool. I mean, when someone's spending like 15 seconds with you, Stacey, let's be honest, they're gonna like you. You have great, and she does, right? She has great energy. I mean, you're just like a cool
Thank you,
person.
Jerry.
And I'm sure you've like kind of manifested this throughout your team.
Yeah, well, and we just have everybody who works with us is cool. We really are. We've got such good energy. And I think that the people that end up becoming part of our family, because we do call them that,
Yes.
you're part of the welcome to the HOWS family. And again, I think they're just weirded out a little bit by it until they really understand, we're walking the walk. This is who we are, and this is what we do. And then we develop these relationships whereby they'll contact us when they do need more help, and they feel comfortable sharing us with other people that they know, so that then they're part of our family and helping us find other animals that need help. So it spreads in a good way.
I love it.
Well, we're showing
Yeah.
pictures now
We
of
are.
some of the
Oh, cool.
conditions that you find these dogs in. And,
Yeah.
gosh, everything from mud to, being on a chain to some
No
of them.
shelter.
No shelter, or
Yeah.
leaky shelter, or oil drums, or even some that, you can see the ribs.
Yeah.
So we know that nutrition is part of what you guys do, but just, the before and the afters are they're stunning.
They are stunning.
Yeah, I mean, they may look very simple to a lot of people, but boy, what a change. And you can see a different light in the face of the animals, too, in the
Yes,
pictures,
what a change for
which
that
we
one
really
dog.
love.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
How about how it's impacted you personally?
Oh.
Boy.
And let me give you some encouragement
Well,
with this.
I've been with HOWS now for 2.5 years.
Nice.
Is that
And
it?
from
like you've been
from
here
the
for a
date
long time.
from the
Oh,
date
no.
I signed my name on that volunteer clipboard,
Yeah.
I've never looked back, never give it a
Yeah.
doubt or second thought.
I love
It's
it.
just there. I'm there.
And how long have you been there?
2 years.
2 years, well.
The first year I volunteered nonstop every weekend.
Mark
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
Mark
fence
was just a
builds,
given.
field days.
We just
Sign
signed
me
them
up.
up.
Yeah, tabling. I mean, there's just so, if you could do it all.
Yeah.
You guys will love this. You just got a comment on your page. Mark, your father is watching too.
My dad.
Jim is watching. John Floyd says hello. Malia Short and your mom, Vanessa Russell, who's watching at the vet's office, Albemarle Veterinarian.
Okay.
Dr.
Cool.
Freeman right there. You're getting some props on your page from Julie Cox Davington.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Yep.
yeah, Julie,
Great people.
yes.
Miss you so much, she
Oh,
says.
we miss her too.
Julie Rydland.
She's volunteer.
She's volunteer with us.
Go HOWS, and we love Mark. She put on the feed right now. Sherry
fan
Morris
club.
giving you some props.
does?
Mark does.
We all love Mark.
How about the Mark fan club? Can we speak to
Oh, yeah,
folks
we're the
that
Mark
parents
fan
are
club.
watching right now?
Yeah, yeah.
You can always count on Mark.
have
He
membership
also-
cards at Animal
all
Connection.
all the dogs love Mark. When we go out, there are so we have a photo coordinator, Shemaine Flanagan, and she goes through all these pictures. She puts together these photo albums, not only for us, but these Shutterfly photo albums for HOWS Project.
Okay.
For us to have, to show our work for each year, but we also do them for the schools and the scouts that build for us, so we distribute them, we distribute those to them as well. And she's always saying, there are so many pictures of Mark kissing dogs.
That's right. We have
And dogs kissing Mark,
That's what Mark
right?
Well, it's
what
kind
I
of your
do.
tradition, isn't it?
I try and kiss every dog we go see to give them some love.
Yes,
Does that
yes.
carry over to Animal Connection?
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt. I'm sure. Yes, no doubt.
Mark, you're a good people. I'm saying we got to get Mark back on the program.
Yes.
Kind of do your, when you walk into Animal Connection, you go, that's a great looking dog.
That's a great looking dog.
That's a great looking dog.
Well, all the dogs
Yeah.
that come in are
Yeah.
great because you guys are
Well,
grooming
yeah.
them.
Well, not all of them, but we would like to. We would like
Yeah.
to.
We were at McIntyre Plaza, 18 years and counting.
That's right.
How
You're
about
right,
this
Mark.
to you, Stacey? I mean, how does it feel having this like sweet, branded, wrapped truck, another asset in the HOWS brand?
I know. It's crazy. So looking back, we've been around for 11 years, right? So looking back, 11 years ago, nobody knew who we were. We had three volunteers. We certainly didn't have T-shirts and hats and dog bandanas and all these cool things. And sometimes I'm walking down the mall or wherever I am, typically in town. I'm usually not out of town and run into someone, but someone will be wearing a HOWS logoed item, and I think, oh my gosh, that person is wearing a HOWS project.
That's
They know who we are.
Yes.
They spent their money on something that they believe they want to wear and show. I think, wow, that is amazing. And of course, that transcends we have like this army of volunteers, not only of people who are sort of in the background doing the building of the houses and such. We've got a ton of kids, right, and their adults who assist them. We've got a ton of people doing that. We've got a construction coordinator who has her army of people, Nancy Burr. She has an army of people who assist her with all things construction beyond just actually putting houses together, but also including that. Then we've got the photo album lady, Shemaine Flanagan. We've got the database. She also does our database. We've got Janine, who is our promotional coordinator. We've
big
got these.
staff.
I know.
I'm telling you, we've got these and they all. It's a labor
It's
of
all
love, right?
volunteer.
We're all volunteer, so nobody gets paid
How many
to do
volunteers?
this. I don't even
50?
know.
Many out there.
So I would say the folks who build, we probably have over 100 people who build for
Get
us.
out.
Well, 'cause
You're
you have
such
to-
an awesome lady.
Well, you have to think about this, right? Because you've got the schools, and the schools have
Right.
however many, 10, 15 kids building at any given time, and then their teachers, sometimes there's more than one teacher who's assisting, and we've got, I think, 7 schools right now who are building. Then we've got Boy Scouts, we've got the UVA mentoring group that builds for us, and then we have all these other adult carpenters who pitch in. And then we have the volunteers themselves, the volunteers who are non-builders, who do tabling, fostering, transport. They assist on all kinds of sort of periphery ways, putting together gift baskets for raffles and doing field work and fencing and
And the yard sale.
the yard, yes,
Oh,
the
the yard
yes,
sale,
the
that's
fundraisers.
huge.
I mean, there's just, yeah. We have, so maybe 100 builders and maybe another 70, 80 people that just sort of come in and either help a lot or help a little, but help.
Let me share a story about how well-known HOWS is. We were on a field day once. I don't think, were you there when we went to Champion Brewing after? So we go to Champion Brewing after. We're all in our muck boots and our HOWS shirt and our HOWS hats and, probably not smelling very well.
Not smelling so good.
But, so we're walking out to the patio at Champion Brewing, and a bunch of people got up and started applauding.
Get
Yay,
out!
HOWS! Yay,
That is
HOWS!
awesome.
Oh, it was so
I've been bought drinks
heartwarming.
before
Yeah.
at bars where afterwards
And they'll
I
offer
used
to
go
buy you a
Cardinal
drink
Hall,
or,
Yeah?
and people
yeah.
would buy me a drink.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Darlene
Yep.
Hinton, hello to my HOWS family. She's watching right now. Lucy Lou, Mark says hello.
Okay.
This is coming on your Facebook page. Lucy Lou says hello. That's from John Floyd.
Yep.
This is
Lucy.
a great one right here. This is from Kathy Kravinsky.
Yes.
HOWS is such a wonderful organization to volunteer with. So glad Barry and I volunteer building houses, going out on the field days, or helping in any way we can. Please say hi to Stacey, to Jaleen, and to Mark. You guys are truly amazing.
We have,
So
and
is
we have
she.
to shout out to the Cravancys, because
Yes.
what aren't they doing? I mean, they
Thank
work
you.
with you guys,
Yes.
they
What
work
are
with
they
Caring for
doing?
Creatures.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They're in our store all the time, you know,
Yes.
and they're always thinking of something else for somebody. I
To
mean,
do
but-
for others.
Right,
Yes.
I mean, they bought dog food over the weekend to donate to somebody else. And they're,
They're
way to go,
wonderful,
Cravancys.
wonderful
Yes.
people, yep.
They're
Yes,
good people.
they are.
SC Poff watching right now, Amy Myers, Erica Eucharist, Andrea Denton, a lot of people watching. Give it a like, give it a share. What is next for our house?
Oh, boy.
What is
Because
next?
I probably get like satisfied and content for like 10 to 15 seconds. You're like,
You're
okay, on to the
you're
next
probably
thing.
right.
Right.
Yeah, you're probably
You
right.
do not stop and smell the roses, do you?
I don't.
Right, neither do
Well,
I.
I kind of do. I like roses.
What, for
but-
like, well, when Ted buys them for you.
But it's a slow, yeah, it's like while I'm thinking of something else, it's like, oh, a flower, I should smell it. Okay, keep going, keep going. Yeah, what's next? So the interesting thing in retrospect about HOWS is that there's always been sort of a vague bucket list, but never anything that we have to do this and we have to do this. It's always what feels right, what do we have the money and the people to get away with now? What more can we do? And so it just sort of evolves, and as we're out in the field, we learn, this would be helpful if we did this. We could do more of this. Oh, okay, let's do that now. It may be, I may have begun HOWS, but a lot of what HOWS has become is because of the volunteers coming and saying, this seems like something we should be looking at. We should consider this. And, oh, yeah, we could do that. So let's talk about it. How can we evolve? How can we make that happen? So I may be steering the bus, but a lot of the direction, a lot of the new directions, because I can steer a bus in a straight direction all day long. I'm a very
I hope you can steer a big truck
pattern.
in the right
I
direction.
know, right? I like pattern. I like routine. So a lot of these little peripheries that we go off on are the brainchild or brainchildren of the other people who have been integral for HOWS. They've come up with a lot of great ideas that we've then said,
Like kennels instead of.
yeah. Do we have
That's
the
a new
money,
direction.
right? Do we have the money and do we have the people? And if
How
the
many
answers
dollars
are
worth
yes,
of fencing do you, and wood and things like that, do you maybe use in a year?
how many? Say again.
Yeah, like dollar amount. I mean, how much wood or how much fencing do you think you use in a year? I'm trying to get an idea so people know when you're donating this on the 23rd,
Yeah.
you'll know where all this is going.
Fencing typically runs us between $6,000 and $7,000 a year, and that's less than the amount of wood that we buy, the cost that we spend on wood. Fencing, we only put up 8 to 10 fences a year, and we're growing that. We've done this is our third year doing it. And we did 8 the first year, and we did 8 last year, and I think we're doing 9 this year. It's a big effort. It takes a lot to put up a fence. And now that we've gotten, again, bringing in other assets, like a truck that can hold these because we don't put up little fences, we put up big fences.
Not
So-
small pens.
And having enough volunteers to participate, because fences, you can go out on a house project day, field day, with 5 or 6 or 7 people, but if you only have a few people to put up one of our big 20 by 20 fences, it's
It's
not
an
going to
all-day
happen.
event.
You need 12, 15 people, and it's hard to collect 12, 15 people it's typically over the warmer season, right, where we're doing fences, although we're doing some this month now,
Yep,
too.
yep.
But we won't do them in the thick of the winter. So trying to get people, it's funny, people will volunteer when it's cold, but people volunteer less when it's warm. Because I don't think it's the temperature, I think there's a million things to do. People are vacationing, family traveling, this, that, and the other. So, but fences, we look to, that's something in a growth phase for us. With
Right.
the houses, we spend, just on lumber alone, not including donations, because fortunately, we don't have to spend $9,000 on plywood, because if we just had to pay regular price for the amount of plywood we use every year, we'd spend $9,000 just on the wood,
Wow.
not including the beams, the 2x6 beams that we have to use, not including any of the galvanized fasteners or the caulk or the brushes or the varnish.
What does a typical house cost?
Good question.
Yeah.
So we do extra smalls. We do cat condos, so little single cat houses. So we do little houses up to extra large, sometimes double dog
Goat
houses,
Goat
Custom.
houses.
goat houses.
Goat
We'll
houses.
Pigs.
on occasion.
Big houses.
On
Pig
occasion,
houses.
and I'll touch on that. But price wise, if you average it out, it costs about $100 per house.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you average it all out, now of course the little
That's
guys
just product.
cost
That's
less.
just materials.
It's product because we don't
Okay.
pay anyone to do it,
Right,
right? So
volunteer.
it's just it's all volunteer. When we go out to properties, we are a dog organization per se, right? Our goal is to help outside dogs in need. When we show up on a property where there's a dog or 2 or 10, and we find out there's a pig too, we don't just turn a blind eye because the pig is not a dog, right? It's like, geez, well, what's going on with the pig too? Well, the pig's living in not as bad as what the dogs are living in. Okay, so what can we do for the pig? And so if we can provide a shelter, we do. Pigs get big, shelters get big for pigs. So, big pigs.
Nancy can build anything.
Nancy builds
Yeah.
them. Those little buggers we have to assemble those on site. They're big. So, but we will do that sort of thing. It's not.
There's probably not an animal we haven't helped, actually.
No,
We've
we
even
try.
helped geese,
And
Really?
guinea pigs, yes.
ducks,
Yeah,
And guinea pigs.
Yeah.
guinea pigs.
we've helped guinea
What kind of
pigs.
house do you build for a guinea pig?
Yeah, Mark,
No.
come on. What do you
Well, they're in foster.
They're in foster.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
we
They've been
brought them
rescued.
in.
They were rescued.
But last year we had a we were at a property where there were dogs that we'd helped for years, and they had 2 pigs, 2 little potbelly pigs that really needed. Do you remember that? That really needed a better home, and they asked us if we could help. And they also had a rooster. So we found 2 sanctuaries, 2 amazing sanctuaries, who would take in these
Oh,
critters.
yes,
Do you remember
yes.
that? And
Yep.
so there we
Wrangling those
were.
pigs was
Mark,
tough.
Mark was inside this very big fenced-in area trying to wrangle.
You had to
these
wrangle.
pigs.
You
Yeah,
had
it
to
was a
wrangle
little
the
scary.
geese too. Remember?
He did.
Wait, I wanna
wrangle the
hear-
geese,
Can
too.
we hear these stories?
Oh,
Can you
Lord.
Give me some first-hand perspective.
And he came back the
It
next
was on
week.
the first fence build of the season. It was 100 degrees outside, and there was a goose living in this gross, decrepit house. And I had to first get a stick to kind of like shoo it out of there, and then it was running around in circles everywhere, and there was pools of gross water. And I was like, "Don't go in the water, whatever you do." Like finally, I was able to get it next to the fence and scoop it up, but the whole time it's like hissing and biting at me and stuff. It was fun.
I think there might be a picture of that on
Oh,
our
there's a
gallery.
video.
There is. There's a
I think
video.
it's on our website on
Yeah.
the gallery page of you holding the goose.
Yep.
Yeah.
Andrea Horn Denton, hi all. Volunteering with the House Project is one of the most rewarding things I have ever done in my life. I love this group and what it does for outside dogs. Brianna Fleming, hey guys, you are awesome. Go House, go. I love this. Give it a like and a share on any of the streams that you're watching. Dusty Lee Haney's watching right now. Janine's still watching the program. She says the goose was effing hilarious. She says Mark is the one who catches all our animals. I love Mark dearly. Mark is the man. But the goose was effing hilarious.
It was good, yes.
I know about geese. We had 2, and they would eat you alive, and they would nest on our front doorstep. Oh boy.
Oh,
They,
boy.
not
That's
a good
awesome.
experience.
I love it. So did I get a answer from you of like what? Give us an idea of the budget from start to finish of what we need to do to keep the lights on, things going,
the
materials,
lights on.
everything in totality.
Boy. So, geez. Okay, so we spend about 30 grand on dog houses every year, whatever is involved in that dog house, okay? So we spend about 30 grand on dog houses a year. Then we spend about 30 grand on what we call animal care, okay? So we're talking spay neuter, because we have a free spay neuter program we don't want outside dogs will breed outside dogs, okay? So we don't want extra outside dogs, right? So we're trying to work, we're happy to spay neuter any outside dog. And we offer medical care for these dogs. So Patty had mentioned sometimes we visit these dogs and they're thin. Oftentimes that is an intestinal parasite.
Right.
Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's something worse. But oftentimes it's as simple as that dog has hookworm or that dog has whipworm, and the people don't, they're giving them some over-the-counter something from one of the Tractor Supply stores that only treats one type of worm, but they don't know that there are different types of worms, and they they just think that the dog doesn't keep weight on. They they don't understand. So we help with the medical care for those animals.
Flea and tick.
Sometimes, flea and tick.
That's expensive.
Flea and tick, yes, flea and tick preventative is very expensive, and especially if you're using the good kinds, right? There are some that are lesser quality, and when you're dealing with a dog who's going to be outside through the entire season when fleas and ticks are running rampant, you can't use the lesser quality. You got to use the good stuff. So, and you can't just do one treatment. You've got to do it for all the months that the fleas and ticks are alive.
And things like nails. I mean, I can't imagine.
Yes.
I mean, what you go through. We have so many people that come into our place and they have no idea that you need to keep the nails short.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it-
That's
it's
something
putting
else,
their
that's
joints out of
something else
alignment,
Mark
right?
does.
I've trimmed
Yes.
a few nails.
Mark's
yeah.
the nail trimmer,
A
too.
few over the years. Yeah.
Love you,
Checking
Mark.
feet.
Mark, he's,
You got a good team member over here.
Damn right.
Amy Myers, I much love to all the HOWS volunteers. You guys are absolutely amazing. Give it a like and a share on any of the streams you're watching. 2020, why is 2020 going to be the best year yet for HOWS?
well,
Because that's year 12?
That's year 12.
Okay.
That's year 12.
Okay.
I would say a big kudos to the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors last year who passed some really, really amazing laws
Yay.
that, yay and yay.
We're getting there.
What's a
we're getting
snapshot
there.
of that law that they
Well,
passed?
So what they did was looked at some really basic things that we've been preaching to them for years and years about, that if these little things could just be put into effect, it would help these animals. Little tiny things, like requiring that the doghouse is raised off of the ground. Because when a doghouse is flat to the ground and it rains and rains for a few days, the mud, the weight of the dog inside that doghouse, and the softness then of the earth, that doghouse sinks into the ground, and now all the rain and all the mud go inside the doghouse, and now the dog has no option, if they want to stay under roof, but to lay in mud and water. So when that doghouse is raised off the floor, as simple of a concept as that is, when the doghouse is raised up, that is likely not to happen. So our doghouses have done that always, but that is just a simple little thing. There are many things that they did, but that's just a simple little thing that helps that critter out, and God knows how many dogs are out there who need that. So something like that. Albemarle put into effect a 2-hour maximum per 24 hours, 24 consecutive hour tethering law. So you cannot tie your dog outside for more than 2 hours, which is great. So that dogs that are kept outside for more than 2 hours a day, you got to kennel them. You got to take the chain off of them. You can't keep a chain on them for more than 2 hours a day. That's great. It's a step in the right direction, and it's enforceable. As long as it's being enforced, it's enforceable. 2 hours is an easy amount of time to measure to make sure that something good is coming of that law. So it's a big change. It's a big change. I'd love to see it at the state level. That's a really tricky thing to do. State came up with some really great things last year too. State required, again, simple things. We're not asking for big things. We're just asking for simple things. So the state last year, actually it went into effect this July, now require for adequate space, adequate shelter, statewide definition. They upped the ante so that the doghouse now requires in the summer, you've got to have some shade. In the winter or in the cold season, you've got to have something inside the doghouse to help the dog stay warm. I can't remember how it's worded, but essentially I think they speak to straw, shavings, something that's going to be in there that helps the animal trap heat. There also has to be a flap now over the entry in the cold season.
These are huge things.
These are little
We
huge
get to
things.
so many properties, and these dogs are in igloos and blue plastic barrels in the dead of winter, and there's not a thing in there. They're laying basically
They're
on the
laying on
ground
hard plastic.
And straw
cold
is such a
plastic.
great insulator.
It is.
really is. You
That's
can
what-
burrow
that's
into
what we
that
provide.
And
Yeah.
really
Right.
get some work in there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I love it. Keep
So these little things, so that's going to help us do better for these animals because, and we were just talking about this recently, Jaleen's one of our team leaders, right? So she and Teresa and we go out and we do these field days. So we're out, we're talking to people about what is helpful for their animal, and oftentimes we don't have anything beyond that. What is required is so minimal. So now we get to talk about what's required. This is now law. And we don't really like to shove law down people's throats, but if there's resistance, it's easy to say, look, we're not trying to get you in trouble, but you have to realize that this is now law. You have to do this. And we're here to help. We're going to give you some tools. We're going to teach you how to do this, but you got to do this. And that makes things better for the dog. It makes things easier for animal control. It makes things easier for us. It's a win-win, and we're happy to be out there educating. Animal control goes out, they see a lot of ugly things, and there's a lot of stuff they can't do anything about because it's legal.
Yep.
The law, there's a lot of holes in the law, and it's legal for these animals to live in many conditions. So with these new improvements, both Albemarle County and then state level, it's a game changer for not only for us to be able to help, it's a game changer obviously for the animals, but it's also a game changer for law enforcement to be able to have that to sink their teeth into.
They can do more.
They can do more.
Is there anybody you that has just flat out refused and said,
Yeah.
everything's fine just the way it is?
Yes.
Yeah, I know my dog's
Yes.
on a chain. Yeah, I know he's sitting out there in the sun, and
Yes.
you're not going to do a thing about it.
Yes.
They have.
Very rare.
It's rare.
Rare.
It really is. Yeah, our approach, I think the fact that we work with the schools and the scouts is really helpful because we're partnering with the kids and we've got all these houses and we're just looking to give them to people who can use them for their dogs. And people, they can be a hero by taking this house that these kids have built. And they like that. I think people like the fact that
That's a
this
good
isn't.
On
Right.
teaching
Yeah.
It is,
youth
it is, it
that-
works. too.
Yeah,
to help
yeah,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, it-
volunteering is good and
Yeah,
fulfilling.
yeah, yeah,
You mentioned the Boy Scouts and trade schools, and
yeah.
it's a good opener.
Yeah, it sort of softens it. We're not with animal control. We're not, and a lot of people say, "So you're with the SPCA?" No, or they'll say, "So which school do you work for?" No, we don't. No, we don't work for any schools either. We're more so we kind of partner with all these folks. So yeah, but a lot of people have some affiliation with these schools. They're all local schools. And Boy Scouts, so you can strike up a conversation that has nothing to do with the dog
Right.
based on just that.
It creates a sense of community with them, I
Yes.
think.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the partnership you have going on at Animal Connection with the
Pretty
House
cool,
Project.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Give us the details.
Well, like I said, we are going to have our holiday preview, and we want to feature nonprofits during the Christmas season. I mean, yeah, buying toys and treats and everything is just great, but this is also a great time to give back to the community. Yeah. And we started this last year, and we just called it Thanks for Giving, and we put it out there. There's so much commercialism and this is from a woman that's bought way too many dog toys for her store, but that's okay. That's fine. But it's just really good to give back to your community, even just a little bit. I mean, $25, will buy a fourth of a house.
Yeah.
For dogs. So we're going to have a nice setup at Animal Connection where people can see what a dog house looks like. They can see some of the conditions that these dogs are in and know how they can help and maybe provide some other, who knows, maybe we get some new volunteers. I don't know what will happen, but I know it's going to be really good. And Mark's in charge of designing how that's all going to look.
Uh-oh.
And yeah.
Pressure's on.
She's going to crush it, Mark.
It'll be fun.
He's got
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
He's so
He's
got
building
this.
the kissing booth right now.
The kissing booth. Yes, if anyone was going to build a kissing booth, it would be
Are you
Mark.
building a kissing booth for real?
No.
Nancy could probably help, our construction
Right.
coordinator, if you need one.
I don't think
Just saying.
Dixie would like
All
people
right.
kissing on her.
Okay.
Stacey, why don't we close on this and we'll throw it back to you, Patty. How can we find out more about the House Project?
So HOWS Project has an awesome Facebook page, so you can go to the HOWS Project, HOWS, and find us there. We're also on Instagram, and we have this amazing website. And if you're not a Facebook person, which I don't know how you'd be following us right now if you're not. But if you're not a Facebook person, or if you want to refer someone to check us out who's not a Facebook person, our website has a page that shows all of our Facebook information without actually having to be involved on Facebook. So that's kind of fun too.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Dot the I's, cross the T's, Patty Boden.
Hey, we're going to start and get the holiday season off right, in a giving manner, and we'll celebrate Halloween. We're going to do tricks or treats on tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Halloween.
That's right,
Yeah,
yep.
we're going to do tricks or treats at the store. So we want to see some good dog tricks or cat tricks. We want to see some good stuff. You can video them. You can send them in online. But we
Cute.
want to see what's going on out there. And then onwards to
Janine
November.
says, don't forget Twitter, Stacey.
Don't forget Twitter.
Oh my gosh.
So Janine's
She's on the ball.
She tweets. She's the tweeter.
Oh gosh.
What is going on with this Halloween costume right here? We got that on screen. This is Patty and
Whoa,
Conrad.
that was.
Oh.
There's a picture of Dave Warwick too.
I saw it. There he is right there.
That was supposed to be the week that was.
You
I don't
and the
know why that's
wrestling.
there.
You and the wrestling. That was a great costume.
It was pretty damn. And Dave Warwick looked amazing.
What
but-
was his costume?
Ghostbusters. Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
I'm gonna call the guy with the beard.
Get it. Darlene hitting so cool. I'm listening to you in my car right now.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is what we're going to do for the show, guys. If you want to catch the show and you're just tuning in, maybe you're Mark's mom or dad that are watching. Maybe you're someone that's watching in Northern Virginia. We know you meant car, Darlene. I said car. We will archive the show in totality on animalconnectionva.com. It's also on the Animal Connection Facebook page. It will live there in perpetuity. We will take the show and we'll syndicate it across the I Love CVille Network, which is 17 Facebook pages, 17 Twitter accounts, the third largest Instagram in the community, on email that goes out every morning at 11 a.m. to 119,000 inboxes. On ilovecville.com, and we'll turn it into a podcast on iTunes. We'll do all that before close of business today. The HOWS project is awesome.
Thank
It is
you.
awesome.
They are
We're
awesome.
glad you guys
Thank
have come
you.
and talk about what you do.
Thank you for having
Thank you,
us.
yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
rock,
Thank you.
seriously. I'm enjoyed getting to know you, and Stacey and Jaleen. You guys are rock stars.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon. This is What's Barking Local, powered by Animal Connection. For more than 18 years, the store is giving back to the animal community across Charlottesville and Central Virginia. Support the folks that are supporting you. Enjoy your afternoon.
For sure.
Cheers.
Work.
Nice.
Yay. Way to go, guys.
Work.
Thank you.
Good work.
Atta girls.
Sweet.
Thanks.
Oh, great work. It was super fun.
That's fun.
Filled 45 minutes. Easy peasy.